Good morning, everyone. Wow, that was a bloodbath, and it still is a bit of a bloodbath. I did say that we're looking a bit toppy, and we might come down and test the EMA, but I never foresaw a massive correction in this magnitude. Obviously, yesterday it started, then the cascade of selling continued. We had this massive wick down to 46k, 47,533. So we had a massive wick down, but then that was immediately brought up. The buying volume was there; it was immense. It was an amazing bounce. But then obviously through the night, the Asian markets have woke up and they've continued to dump it. We're looking like we may be bouncing today. Hopefully we are, guys. And this is just one of those corrections that we can constantly talk about in this channel, where we go up and we come down, we go up, come down. I've shown you in the previous bull runs before where Bitcoin goes up, comes down, tests the EMA. I would imagine if we bring up the EMAs, you may see, so we're bouncing off for 20 EMA just there on the daily time frame, guys. We have wick down below it, so let's see where we drop the other EMAs in right now. And you can see that these the exponential moving averages, and you can see even in this bull run here, as we've spoken about, guys, you can see that it bounces above it. And I said to you, as long as we don't fall below the 55 on the daily, you see that we're still continually in a bull trend just there, guys. So even as bad as it sounds, we could potentially drop from this point all the way down to the 55, and that's another 15% from here down to 39,983 and still be in a bull trend, guys. So hopefully we don't get that in one day. We may see a bounce and then a slow decrease down to the 55 just to test it, just as we did here back in January. It's only literally a month ago, guys, that we had that dip down there, retested this 55 MA before we bounced and then continued with the uptrend. So again, you know, we still are in a bull market, guys, and I hope that none of you have sold. Well, it's not financial. I don't want to tell you what to do, but the trouble is if you was buying up here and you're selling down here, you're out of pocket, aren't you? So again, you know, it is so difficult to read these tops, but this was getting very extended. It was getting really extended. As you can see, it comes back to it. It sucks it. If we bring up the 10, you can see how that's come right through it. So, you know, you could see it there. It was glued to it, went underneath it, come down, bounced off to 55, and then as soon as it went above the 10 again, it was away. So we may potentially see that, guys. We may potentially see Bitcoin continue to crash at these levels. Sort of, if the EMA will curl up a little bit as the price goes sideways for a few days, it may come down to test of 55. We may just potentially looking at a very similar pattern as to what we've seen here, guys, over the next couple of weeks or so. And I think traditionally March is quite a negative month for Bitcoin, looking back even in the bull runs. So potentially we could be looking at like the crash, a dead cat bounce, and then a reaccumulation, bounce off to 55, get above the 10, and then away we go. So if we was to move that over there, it's not an exact science, but you could be looking at something like that for Bitcoin. This particular structure here could be what's playing out, and then we could be moving towards 68k, breakthrough to 60k around about the end of March towards the early April. So if we was to follow that very similar price structure there, guys, just here you can see we may have a dead cat bounce, come up, not quite break the all-time high, get rejected, come back down, test the bottom of the EMA, which is going to be curling up like this, like that, and then bounce off it, and away we go again. So at the minute, yeah, it's not looking extremely bullish short term for Bitcoin. We are looking like we are still going to correct and consolidate, and like I said, bounce off the EMA. But we are in a bull trend, guys. We are in a bull market. As long as we don't fall below this 55, then it's still continuation, guys. And then obviously the alts have absolutely took a smashing. Bitcoin is not really, it's gone down like 15-20%. I think most alts are down 35-40%, which is usually the case. So yeah, just a bit of positivity there, guys. I know we're crashing, but we are still in the bull market until we see signals that we're not. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at Ethereum for you guys now. You see Ethereum completely lost this channel now, so that channel is basically dead. So we might as well remove this channel. I mean, if we was come back up into this channel, that's great, but at the moment I'm just going to remove that channel. And you can see we bounced off, well, we wicked down, but we are now bouncing off this 55 EMA on the daily time frame here, guys. So this is extremely important for Ethereum that we can sustain this, because if we was to get underneath this, then we will be repressed and pushed down, and we may fall even further for Ethereum. But the fact that Bitcoin is bouncing quite nicely means that we could potentially bounce quite nice on Ethereum as well. Something to keep an eye on, guys. On the shorter time frame, see if we can see anything going on. So if we look on the hour, so what we're looking for here is a nice bounce in Ethereum. You can see that we had it yesterday. We had this bounce, a bit of a dead cat bounce, that's cool, but we had that scam wick all the way down. At the moment, it's not looking too great for Ethereum, given that price structure there and that bounce. That's a bit of a scam wick there. See, the price is being pushed up a little bit now. Hopefully the body of this candle can come up quite nicely to this level, and then we'll just slowly consolidate back upwards like that. But again, we have got to be fearful of it forming what looks like a bit of a bear flag. If it was a bit of a bear flag, it could do something like this and then crash again. And the expected level will be from there down to there, and from the point of breakout. So we could see further dip down to 1387 for Ethereum today. Just depends what this structure here does now. Okay, guys. The fact that Bitcoin is not below the 55 EMA on the daily says that we could potentially dump even further in the alts. It could be an absolute bloodbath. I think that Ethereum is down. If we go and check now, you can see that Ethereum's down 19%. These bull markets, they do usually correct. I said to you in I think it was yesterday's video or the video before, we've only had like minor corrections so far in the price of these alts. But you can see that we're bouncing off this 55, guys, so that's positive for Ethereum. So hopefully we can bounce off this here, this 55 on the daily time frame, guys, and we'll see a nice bounce here and a V-shaped recovery. That would be lovely. You know, like I said to you, it goes up, comes down, tests these EMAs in the bull run, as long as we don't lose this 55 on the daily time frame, as you can see here, because what happens when we lose that, it's quite difficult to get back above it, guys. And if we switch to the monthly, so here's another example just here of when we went up and came below the 55. You can see we kept coming up, bouncing it, hitting it as resistance, hitting it until we actually did bottom out here, and then we started to go above the 55. It's just looking at the monthly, a quick look on the monthly. You can see we came up, we went below it, we came up. Now hopefully we don't crash, that we go below it, because we are in a bull market, guys, and we should stay above this. You can see the amount that we could fall on the monthly time frame here. We'd come back right down to this level here and still be in a bull market on the monthly time frame. So it's just something to keep an eye on Ethereum, guys. Now I'm going to take a look at Chainlink now for you guys. So with Chainlink, we've lost all structure here. Not looking too good on the 4-hourly time frame. We've completely fell out of this channel now, so that can disappear, and we will hopefully form another channel on the bounce and find where our structure and support is. But for now, it's just a sell-off. This wick is looking quite positive. The fact that it's gone down there and it's being bought up. We actually dipped all the way down to $20.72, guys, and it looks as though we may be being bought up. So fingers crossed on that we do see some form of recovery today on Chainlink, potentially something like this. The sharper the recovery, the better, because like I said, if we was to go a little bit sideways and up a little bit, as you can see here, it's just a continuation. It's basically a bear flag, guys. You know, so if you look there, we crashed down to that level there, and then we went up, and then we crashed back down. We found no structural support there, and then we crashed back down. So what we need is a sharp V-shaped recovery, because if we was to do something like this, then that was potentially just a bear flag, and we would be looking at another correction, you know, something mental, like potentially from the top of that bear flag down to wherever it consolidates. It's find its consolidation and another leg down, potentially these levels down here at $16, guys. So just something to keep an eye on in the price action for Chainlink today, guys. But again, it's a serious project. It's got longevity, it's growing, it's evolving. Metcalfe's law states that it will only ever go up, so it's just a patience game. and I just hope that you've not jumped ship and that you've not. So again, just looking at the price action now on the 4-hourly time frame, it's just a waiting game for Chainlink. Hopefully we can expect a sharp V-shaped recovery, and this particular crash just here just be an anomaly, guys, as we continue catch up in the uptrend and just break up and make new all-time highs. These dips happen, as you know. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin price history now, and I'll show you. So jump to the daily time frame on Bitcoin right here. Again, you can see we're really far above the EMAs now. We are bouncing off this EMA quite nice on the daily time frame. If we head over into the history of Bitcoin, given the last bull run, which was in 2017, I believe. If we take a look at this bull run here, guys, you'll see. So in this particular bull run here, you can see we stayed above the EMA and we went up and we crashed numerous times, crashed there, crashed there, crashed there. And this particular crash as well, this crashed. If we measure that from there down to the bottom there, see that was a 25% crash in Bitcoin in that bull run. So these crashes do happen, guys. So again, this is the previous bull run in Bitcoin. As you can see, it goes up and it's supported by the EMA, comes down, tests the bottom. So as long as it stays above it, it's a continuation trend, and we continue to be in a bull run. You can see that was quite a violent dip there, but then when it topped out, it did hit the top, come crashing down. It bounced kind of off the 55 EMA on the daily time frame, came back up, just couldn't sustain itself, and then obviously we entered a bear market, a multi-year bear market there for Bitcoin, guys, at the peak of the last bull run. But in these run-ups here, you've seen corrections, you know, from there down to there of 27%. We've seen another correction, a small correction there, small correction there. We've seen a correction there again of 25%. So we've seen multiple corrections in the last bull run, guys. So it is normal, and we are in a bull market now. So in this particular bull run, just there again, we've gone up. We've bounced off the EMA, we've bounced off this EMA there, and we've had that particular correction was from there all the way down to there. So that was a 31% correction, guys, down there. And now at the moment, if Bitcoin bounces here, we are looking at a 22% correction on Bitcoin. So again, hopefully what we do, we'll just come down, test this, bounce, like I've said to you, and continue in the trend, the bull market. Take a look at 1Inch for you guys, because I know we've been covering that. Yeah, see again, this is a prime example of the bounce and the support at the 55 EMA. We've not got that much price data for 1Inch because it's quite new. But if we switch to the daily, like I said to you, if you always zoom out on your charts, you can see more. You can see more where support is in price structure. You can see we've just bounced off that 55 EMA now. So hopefully, you know, we do see the V-shaped recovery now, and it's quite sharp, and we go up. And it was just a test of support on the 55 EMA on the daily time frame. If we zoom in, if we look at a smaller time frame, hour, for example, you can see that all our support was lost, our price structure, everything was lost there. So this can go, our triple bottom, everything was thrown out the window because of the black swan, the crash. These things happen, guys, but in an uptrend, these support levels were key, and they were acting as really strong levels of support. We'll get rid of that short, get rid of that, clean this chart up now. So just looking at 1Inch then on the hourly time frame, you can see that we're kind of bouncing off this area here, this previous high there, that previous run, just there, guys. So hopefully we find some support at this level here, this previous high just there, guys. We did wick down all the way to $3. It's hard to make any kind of bottoms at the moment because we just don't know where the market's heading. We could dump further. That's not off the table. We've lost the EMAs on the hourly time frame here, guys. We switch back to the daily. You can see we bounced off the 50 on the daily, just there on the hourly time frame. You see that? We did wick down below the 55, but we are just sitting above the 50 now on the daily time frame. And hopefully this can keep creeping up, and we find some structure again, and then we're off to the races. And it was just a blip. So again, it's just a waiting game, guys, to see what happens over the next few days with the markets. As long as we can find some support on the EMAs, So yeah, that'll have to do today, guys. What I'll do, I'll keep an eye on the markets today, and I'll hopefully give an update video later on. But hopefully the worst of the dip is over. Let's all hope, okay? But like I've said to you numerous times, these dips are healthy. I know it's scary, guys, and you don't want to see it, but sometimes it has to come down and test these support levels, as I've shown you in the history of the charts in previous bull runs. These support levels are key on these exponential moving averages here. You know, they are high levels of support. You can see we are pushing quite above this 50 now. So if we can keep pushing up and get above the 45, then the 40, then the 35, 20 to 10, and then we're off. That'd be nice, guys. So yeah, fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. I'll update you later with another video and take a look at a few of the other projects that are out there. So yeah, good luck. Catch you later. Please like and subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Cheers. Bye bye.